Hello everyone, Cat Goblin Martin here, and welcome back to part 2 of every single enemy in the Lord of the Rings Aragorn's quest. So without further ado, let's finish off that review. Starting off with our first enemy, we have the Shield Orcs. You first encounter them in the prologue and can be located in Rivendell, Moria, Fangorn Forest, Rohan, Helm's Deep, Pelennor Fields, the Black Gate, and Mushroom Forest. These orcs are equipped with swords or maces, as well as shields. They do have some special attacks that make them vulnerable, as well as a rage attack. They can break your defense, and they do quite a bit of damage. The shield orcs can be seen coming out of the water. Obviously, they can block, and they can have a normal shield, a shield with the white hand, or a shield with the Eye of Sauron. These orcs have quite a bit of health. Some of them look different, and they are really easy to defeat. Next is the Orc. You first encounter him in Rivendell and can be located in Moria, Fangorn Forest, Rohan, and the Black Gate. This Orc is equipped with a club. He has a special strike attack and he doesn't do a lot of damage. In Rohan, they are used as scouts, but they just run away. They have quite a bit of health and are pretty easy to take out. Next are the Urukhai Scouts. You first encounter them in Fangorn Forest and can be found in Rohan. These orcs are equipped with swords and shields. They can block, break your defense, and they have some special attack moves that make them vulnerable. There are 3 different variations of the Urukhai Scout. The first one has a leather mask, the second one has a helmet, and the third one has no helmet. They have quite a bit of health, they don't do a lot of damage, and they are easy to take out. Next, we have the Wargrider. You first encounter him in Rohan and can be found in Helm's Deep. This enemy is pretty much the orc mounted on a warg. The warg will charge right at you, and it can knock you back. It can pounce on you, and it has a special pounce attack, which makes it vulnerable to your spear. The rider is equipped with a sword. He will hit you if you get close to the side of the warg. And once you defeat this enemy, the warg and rider will both be defeated. They don't do a lot of damage, and they have quite a bit of health. Next is the armored Wargrider. You first encounter him in Rohan and can be found in Pelennor Fields. This enemy is pretty much another variation of the Wargrider, except for this one has more health and the rider has a helmet with spikes. Next, we have Grima Wormtongue's henchmen, and they are only found in Rohan. These enemies are exactly like the ruffians, except for they have one special attack that is the same as the Urukhai Scout. There are 3 different variations of the henchmen. The first one is the generic one, the second is the Captain or Shield henchman, and last is the Archer. Now, like the Goblin Archer, this Archer will back away. He has quite a bit of health and does very little damage, but overall, it's pretty cool that Grima Wormtongue has his own henchmen.
Grima wants them stopped! They can't pass! Stop them! Take the old man's staff!
Next is the Urukhai Soldier. You first encounter him in Fangorn Forest and can be found in Helm's Deep. In Fangorn Forest, he's listed as a captain. In Helm's Deep, he climbs up ladders, and he's pretty much like the Urukhai Scout, except for he has more health. Next are the Urukhai Archers, and they are only located in Helm's Deep. These enemies are pretty much like the henchmen archers. They can be seen on siege towers. Now on siege towers they will shoot you with fire arrows, and they have even more health than the last two archers.
Destroy the siege tower! Our arrows can't damage it! We need fire!
Next is the Urukhai Champion or Berserker. You first encounter him in Helm's Deep and can be found in Pelennor Fields. This enemy is pretty much a mini-boss. Some of his attacks are the same as the Urukhai Scout or Soldier, but he has a charge, slam, and rage attack that do slightly more damage. He has a lot of health, he does quite a bit of damage if he just hits you. If you keep on hitting him, he will knock you back, and in Pelennor Fields there is a Mortar version of him. Next is the Mortar Urukhai and Archer. You first encounter the Mortar Urukhai in the prologue, and he can be found in Pelennor Fields and the Black Gate. You first encounter the Archer in Pelennor Fields and can be found in the Black Gate. Now these two enemies are pretty much another variation of the Urukhai Soldier and Archer.
One tower still moving.
Stand your ground!
Next, we have the Mordor Trolls. You first encounter them in the prologue and can be found in Pelennor Fields and the Black Gate. Some of them are equipped with swords or maces, and some can have helmets on. They're pretty much like the Cave Troll except for they have more health.
Take them down!
Next are the Oliphants, and they are only found in Pelennor Fields. They do a greater damage if you get hit by their tusks. Their stomp attack does quite a bit of damage, and they have a lot of health. When you defeat them, they will fall over, and surprisingly, there seems to be no Urukhai Archers on the Oliphants. Now, our last enemy in this game is the Hobbit Archer, and he can be found in Hobbiton in the Shield Stall Challenge. So basically in this challenge, they are there as obstacles, and they will shoot you on sight. You can't really defeat them, but when you approach them, they will cheer or encourage you to finish the challenge. Alright everyone, so that is pretty much every single enemy in the Lord of the Rings Aragorn's Quest. Like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next review.